Okay, hello, welcome back. My name is Amelia. In this video, I'm going to go through some basic setup configurations for your site before you start going and posting in some new information, or some content I should say, into your site. So I'm going to go into the settings and into the general settings here, and just going to make a couple of changes here. Now, just to go through what's on this page here, so we've got the site title, so that's the title that we gave our site when we started, and we also have this tagline. So if we actually go and have a look at our site here, we've got our site title there, and there's that tagline. So we can actually change that. I'll leave the title the same. And we can change that to whatever. Okay, so it's going to change that title name, or that tagline I should say, to what I've added in there. We've then got the time zone here. So at the moment it's got UTC set as 0. So best thing to do is to set the time zone so that the post dates and times are scheduled correctly, because you can schedule posts to be published at different times of the day, and it's going to rely on the time that you set here. So probably best to choose something that's very close to where you are, not in the Maldives. There we go, there's Australia, so Melbourne, going to grab that. And you can set the date and time format as well if you wish to, so you can choose any of those. But I'm just going to make sure I've got the time zone set up and change the tagline, and I'm going to press Save Changes. And if we now refresh our site, you'll see that I've got, I've left out the S, whatever. So there's my new tagline appearing there and there, and it's updated the server time as well, or the time zone. Now, the last thing we're going to very quickly do with our site is we're going to change what is called the permalinks. Now, some of you may already have permalinks set up. If you're with HostGator, if you've set up with HostGator, it's going to automatically be the way that we're going to set it up as. But if you aren't with HostGator, if you set up the manual way, this is going to be relevant to you. So if we go into the permalinks there, by default, as I said, HostGator has something else, so I've gone and changed it, but by default, if you add in a WordPress blog, if you do it manually or if you're with someone else, you may come across this particular default permalink. Now, what is a permalink? Let's go back to our main site and have a quick look at that. If I go into this Hello World post and click into that, you'll see that it's got this URL here where it's got our domain name / $P=1. Now, that's just saying that it's the post where the ID equals 1, because we're going to add in multiple posts and multiple content. They're going to have a unique identifier, and it's numerical. So this is just saying that this is a post with the ID of 1. Okay, doesn't really tell you a lot about what the post is about, does it? It kind of it's not very, this particular URL is something that people can add and link to as well. So it doesn't really give them a lot to go on in terms of when they link to your site. It's not going to make a lot of sense to the reader what your site's going to be about. So we can actually change this and make it appear as something else. So I'm going to give you an example of something that of a permalink, and we're just going to go to Amelia, spelling please. We're going to go to a site called Copyblogger, and hopefully you know who Copyblogger is. If you don't, you do need to go and check them out, absolutely for sure. We absolutely love Copyblogger. So I'm going to go into this into their site here, and I'm going to go into their blog. And I'm going to go into, just for example's sake, I'm just going to go into this particular post. Now, if you have a look up the top here, you'll see that theirs doesn't say P equals blah, blah, blah. It actually has a little bit more structure to it. So let's go into something else, bit of a better example here. This one might be better. Okay, so you see how this one says introducing -authority. So it gives it a little bit more context of what this post is about. Okay, this doesn't really give us a lot to go on. That gives us a little bit more to go on, and it's very clickable and linkable as well. Okay, so let's set that up for ourselves. We'll just close these down. So by default, we've got the P equals blah, blah, blah. Now, just for example as well, what I might do, I might show you the page as well, because the page will be set up the same. So let's go into this sample page. So you'll see that the sample page also has a different kind of permalink. It says page underscore ID equals 2. Okay, so just showing you that just for purposes sake. So we can change this to something else with the use of these radio buttons. So we've got the day and name, so we can make it a bit more date specific. We can have month and name, or you can just have it as numeric. This one here is what we're looking for, is the post dash name, or the post name, and it's going to take the name of our post or page and make those words and put dashes in between them. So let's just save the changes, and let's now go back to our main site and click on the Hello World. So if we click on the Hello World, you see that it now says Hello World. Okay, if we click on the sample page, it's going to say sample page. Okay, so there's none of this p underscore or page underscore ID or p equals blah blah blah. So it makes it look a little bit better. So very much like what I showed you before with that copy blogger post. So instead of having a number, it has something that's a bit more descriptive, and people can now link to that a little bit better. It gives their visitors a bit more context as to what the post is about that they're linking to. Alright, so you go ahead, make your changes. If you want it to be something else, by all means leave it as it is, or change it to something different, totally up to you. So in the next video, what we might do is have a look at the post editor, and the post editor is where we would add some content to our site, so creating a post or a page. So I will see you in the very next video. Okay, bye.